Hey everybody, here we are in the back porch. We're going to do some breakfast for dinner, and I have Natalie behind the camera. What do you have to say, Natalie? Look at that. Perfect camera hands. All right, honey, there we go. Come on over to me. So this will just be a perfect example of a dinner on the fly. We're going to do breakfast. This is my elk. Come over here, Natalie. This is elk sausage from last year from my Colorado cow elk. Breakfast sausage. Hunter's blend to make this with the High Mountain seasoning. Hunter's blend breakfast kits. I've been using those for 15 years or so. I put this in the microwave straight out of the freezer, and I put this in the microwave for about 3 minutes. Not on defrost, just on straight heat. Come on over here, Natalie. Got the griddle on high. And there we go. There's a pound of elk sausage. We're doing this live here, folks. Semi-live, I guess you should say. These are what I call semi-live videos. Here, Natalie, why don't you come here and focus in on the meat while I go wash my hands? All right, got one of the old spatulas and one of the new. I left my oil in the house. Here we go, olive oil into the sausage. And because we're just doing this on the fly, pull these out of the freezer. A half bag of Ore-Ida, shredded hash browns, literally just salt and hash brown potatoes. So let's put these down here. Come on over here, Natalie. Bam. One up here. Be heading out to New York tomorrow, everybody. Hope to see you up in upstate New York this week. Flying to Syracuse. We're going to be in Rome, Norwich, and Herkimer, home of the Herkimer Diamonds. Let's see, we've got a lot of exciting things this weekend. So Sarah from Blackstone is going to be out. She is the person that manages all the events, such as the Griddle Tour. So she's the one that's helping to bring this tour to all the cities. So Sarah's going to be out. Also, my good friend Eric, who was coincidentally the best man at my wife and I, my wife and me, oh boy, at our wedding 13 years ago. And Eric is an Army recruiter. He's been a recruiter for a long time. And he's coming out because he is going to hang out with me this weekend and see what doing demos with Blackstone is all about. He's an avid griddler. He's been griddling for a long time. He has a bunch of Blackstone griddles, so he's going to hang out with me around the griddle this weekend. What do you have planned this weekend, Natalie? What are you going to do? You going to read?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, let's go back in. It's okay to add more oil as you need with your hash browns. So we're going to do that. And because I'm using wild game sausage, I'm using elk sausage, it doesn't have a ton of fat in it. It is 80-20. So 80% elk and 20% pork shoulder over here. So you come over and see. My elk breakfast sausage is cooking up super quick. I'm going to actually turn this burner down all the way to low. And we'll let our elk sausage sit over there. Get the hash browns going, folks. Move them over here like this. Of course, I do love The newer Blackstone long-handled scraper is huge improvement over the original scraper. Love these things. These are great. Come in here, Natalie. These are great because you can reach in there on the griddle, scrape everything off, and you don't have to worry about your hand getting burned, or maybe if you put water or a liquid on there, steam coming up and getting your hand. Long-handled scraper, definitely my scraper of choice. So, in case you're wondering, I constantly get questions about what griddle I'm using. This is Blackstone 36-inch griddle. This is last year's model, the one that would have been sold at blackstoneproducts.com. We have rear grease, and there is the hard cover. Believe it or not, I still get people that say you cannot use the hard cover, or you can't fold it back and have it there while you're cooking. I'm not sure what you people are looking at, but there you go. That's what the hard cover looks like when you're not using it. And that would be the one with the traditional older white Blackstone logo. Hunter's Blend elk sausage and hash browns. All right, Natalie, keep it going. Shout out to Ken, Lock Haven, Pennsylvania. I'm staying well hydrated, Ken. Thank you, brother. You know what I need to get? I need to get an onion. Why don't you focus in on the meat and I'll grab an onion. So no camera trickery here, folks. We're just doing one take. Come on over here. I got a Walla Walla onion. These are probably from Washington. And I forgot to put the onions in my hash browns. So here we go. Let's cut that onion up. Watch out. Alright, so you want to stand right over here and focus in on the onion. Right, slice up this onion. So the cool thing about doing breakfast, folks, is you don't need to do anything fancy. I really don't have an idea what I'm doing here. This might end up being a hash brown casserole. Questions about the cutting boards non-stop, folks. I've had this cutting board for a couple of years. They are wonderful. They are somewhat heat resistant. They have legs, so you actually set these on the griddle top for 5 or 10 minutes at a time and slice them up. Here you go, Natalie. Slice up your food. But I learned the hard way that you don't want to leave, she's showing my mistake, that you don't want to leave the cutting board on the griddle for like an hour. One time I did that accidentally and it crashed, so there we go. Get the onions, Natalie. Onions. There's the hash browns. Those onions are, as you can see, instant saute going on there. Here, come around here, Natalie. Everything's cooking really quickly now, so come on down. Come on down to the knobs. There we go. So now we're going to go down. Something you don't see me do often, but here I am going down to low heat. Because now that everything's getting cooked the way I like, we're just going to maintain the temperature. There we go. Look at that. Can you see that? How beautiful that looks? Come on in a little bit. Hash browns, onions. Go ahead and mix the hash browns with the onions. Obviously, I could use fresh potatoes. If you go back in my archive, I did a video probably a year and a half ago where I shredded up fresh potatoes with my mandolin slicer, which is great. But you don't always want to get out the mandolin slicer because it's not fun to clean. All right, now to come on over here. A little olive oil. Move the hash browns over there. Let's spread them out. Where'd I put my scraper? There's my scraper. Let's clean it off. Yeah, look at that. If you have your griddle seasoned well, easy to scrape. Cheese. Extra sharp cheddar. I like my cheddar the same way I like my knives. Extra sharp. So we're just going to shred that up right here.
Your knife's not sharp, it's on the floor.
No. Well, it is sharp, but it's on the floor. Kids like to point out my weaknesses. I dropped my knife earlier. Show them the knife that I dropped, Natalie. All right, come back over here. Get this cheese going in there. There we go. So that's some extra sharp cheddar going down in the hash browns. If you grate your cheese yourself, I don't always grate the cheese myself. I buy it pre-shredded sometimes. But if you do grate it yourself, it's better for you. Long term, obviously. They don't put, there's really no preservatives in a giant block of cheese. But when you buy the shredded kind, there has to be different kinds of enzymes put into the cheese to help it stay apart, to help it stay disconnected, if you will. Go ahead and just fold that over, Natalie. Check it out. We're going to fold these hash browns over, folks. After that, oh yeah. So we are going to make these into a block. We got the cheese in there, and the onions, the potatoes, Himalayan pink salt. Shout out to my buddy from New Jersey who brought me the load of salt a couple weeks ago. Here we go. A little Himalayan pink salt. A little bit of black pepper. I buy my black pepper in bulk because I use a lot of it. Alright, you know what? I'm having an idea here. Sausage is looking good. I'm going to turn these middle burners back to medium oil. And egg beaters, you know, I never used egg beaters ever, and I always use fresh eggs here at the house. Shout out Costco and Sam's Club, definitely the place to buy eggs. I buy all my organic, whole, normal eggs at Sam's Club and at Costco. Costco being a slightly better deal. But out of necessity, I started using egg beaters on the road when I do my quesadilla recipe. And boy, when you're in a hurry, it's the way to go. So egg beaters, Southwestern style. Come on in, Natalie. This is like the quickest way to scramble eggs. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 eggs, 7 eggs, 8 eggs. Look at there. There's a dozen eggs right there. That quick. Look at those beautiful eggs. Look how quickly they scramble up on the Blackstone. I'm going to turn the burners down again. I don't want these eggs to get burned. I'm going to mix them in with my hash browns. And this would be like the equivalent of, we have a restaurant chain out here called Village Inn, and it's like a way, way better version of a Denny's, if you will. If you're familiar with places like Village Inn, they offer a recipe called a skillet. Breakfast skillets, Southwestern skillets, all kind of skillets. So essentially, this would be a type of a skillet breakfast done on the griddle. So here we go. Let's mix the eggs up with the hash browns and the cheese. Can you get that on there, Natalie? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'm going to throw the sausage right in there tonight. Let's do it. The eggs are in there. Here's that sausage. Right in there. We're going to do one more batch of cheese in there because I want this stuff to come together very well. So one more batch of the sharp cheddar. There we go.
It's already been 15 minutes.
I know. Come on. Oh. How long's it been?
15 minutes and...
It's already been 15 minutes. Let's get a picture of the mountains for them. So there we have our Blackstone griddle. There's Natalie. There's our lights. Neighbors' houses. Neighbors moving in all over the place. And the front range of the Rockies. Mount Herman. And the front range. And again, that goes all the way down to Pikes Peak. Down that way. Here, Natalie. Come back over here. Here, Natalie. Alright, so zoom back in on our breakfast skillet. So we have all the ingredients in here, okay? Especially the cheese. I'm going to spread that out. I'm going to put that in one big old section. I'm going to square it off using the spatulas. Check this out. I can square that off using the spatulas. One more light dusting of cheese on top. Like to clean while I cook. A guy asked me last night about cleaning the griddle top, and he said, is it okay to let your griddle set and just clean it the next day? And I mean, you can do whatever you want to do. You're not going to hurt 55 pounds of steel. Come up here, Natalie. But you definitely want to scrape and clean when it's hot. So if you do wait until the next day, you're going to have to fire your griddle up again. Definitely worth it to just take a few extra minutes and clean your griddle while you're cooking or right after you're cooking. Look how much easier that is to clean. Definitely cleaning is the number one question that I get from people. Everybody wants to know how to clean the griddle. Everybody's nervous about cleaning the griddle. Come on over, Natalie. So I've scraped this. Have some paper towels. Gonna rub it in there. And as you can see, that side there that had all the sausage and everything is almost completely perfect. A little extra there. That's how easy it is to clean and maintain a griddle top that's been well seasoned. Come on in, Natalie, check that out. Beautiful. See that? Perfectly seasoned griddle. Come over here. This is our little breakfast skillet meal, I guess you would call it. Got that sitting looking perfect. Let me go inside, folks, and we'll grab a plate. Plate some of this up. Why don't you focus in on that, Natalie? You can go show them some of the flowers on the porch. Whatever you want to do.
Flowers. Flowers. Flowers.
Where'd I put my fork? I'm losing my mind. I need an assistant. Hold on. All right, Natalie, focus in on the food. Okay, so this is my little dinner breakfast concoction. Potatoes, Himalayan pink salt, black pepper, Colorado Elk Sausage, hickory blend seasoning. We have some shredded cheddar cheese, scrambled egg beaters in there, so that's scrambled eggs essentially with red bell pepper and a little bit of onion, and hash brown potatoes. So here's a great way to do this. I love doing this. Why don't you stand like this. Hold it just like that. Get your fingers out like that. There you go, right there. Perfecto. Come back like that. There we go. All right, so watch this. Spatula. Just cut, any kind of portion that you want to do. There is not rocket science involved here. All right, just focus in on that, honey. Watch this. Spatula going in. I could let this go a little longer if I want to, but as you can see, that's already a pretty nice little portion. Come over here. Can you see that? Will you slide off my spatula? There we go. We could do whatever we wanted to with this, but look at that. A delicious breakfast portion. I want to shout out. I don't want to sound like a guy who only talks about free things, but man, people have been giving me so many cool things lately. And I had a subscriber down in Florida. I think it was down at the Okeechobee demo that gave me some Arizona Gunslinger. I love this stuff. Look at there. You know, you can put Tabasco on there if you want to, but I've got a little bit of Arizona Gunslinger. Come on in, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah. I don't even know what to call this. I got to think of a cool name. Good. So folks, look at that. I like to block these out, pat them down, and then you can literally cut a cube out. This would be just like as if you put these on a cookie sheet or in a hotel pan and put them in the oven. Look at that, beautiful. You can make squares, you can serve these up with toast, put a slice of avocado on there, do whatever you want to do. So hopefully you enjoyed this quick impromptu dinner video. And until next time, everybody, this is Todd and Natalie. I'd say breakfast, right? Praise the Lord and pass the breakfast.
Yeah.
And we're saying praise the Lord.
And pass the breakfast
And
dinner.
pass the breakfast dinner. Bye.